Hey Leo, can you make a game with C# code only?
Absolutely no. I tried to learn C# over 5 years, but I gave up.
What did you use to make this game? And how long?
I used Visual Scripting to make it, and in one day only.
Visual Scripting and C#, which one is better?
Visual Scripting is made from C# 100%. If you know Visual Scripting, you know how to use C# too.
Is Visual Scripting easy to learn?
I learned Visual Scripting in 1 week only.
What games can Visual Scripting make?
Everything C# can, Visual Scripting can do it too. 2D, 3D, multiplayer, VR, Nintendo, PlayStation, Wii.
I'm new. Should I learn C# or Visual Scripting?
You can use Visual Scripting and C# at the same time. You don't need to understand everything of C#, just use it. I will show you how today. Just a few lines of this simple code. You can do any C# plugins easily in Visual Scripting. It works for any C# scripts or plugins in Unity. Even complicated plugins like Text to Speech, just do the same and it works immediately in Visual Scripting.
Hi, I am Leo.
Let's get started. Create a new 2D project and some 3D objects as you see. We're going to use C# code to add outline for these objects. I show you how to use C#, not learning C#. Make sure you updated Visual Scripting to the newest version. We use Visual Scripting to call C# functions and variables. Next, import Quick Outline to your project. You can download this plugin free with link under video. Open folder Quick Outline. Add this C# script outline to our 3D objects. Select color of outline to black. Press play. It works immediately. Plugins save you a lot of times of coding. That's why I love to use many of them in my projects. Add this script to all the objects too. Change its color as you want. To change outline width, we need to change this value. And we use Visual Scripting script to do it too. First, let's add a new empty object. Add new Visual Scripting script. Name it Events. There is nothing here yet. We need to do something else first. Most C# script from a plugin, you cannot add it to Visual Scripting nodes. We're going to create a new C# script. This new C# script, we can add it to our Visual Scripting nodes easily. Call it name VS Outline Control. Double-click to open this script. Class name is always its name. Next, open Outline script from the plugin. Its class name is always its name, Outline. In this class, you can see its variables inside. Outline mode, outline color, outline width, To change the size of outline, we need to change outline width value. Copy the class name. Go to the script outline control. Public variable is same object variable in Visual Scripting. Call this new variable is class outline, with type is outline. Next, add C# script outline control to the same object that contains C# script outline. Next step, get C# script outline from this object. This is object that contains this current script vs outline control. Get component outline from this object. Now you can get everything of the C# script outline from this variable. You can delete function update we don't use it. First, create new function with public that we can call it anywhere. Name it change width. With an input number. Variable class outline is the C# script outline now. Set new value of outline width. With the value of the number. We have done our C# script. We're going to add our new C# script to Visual Scripting notes. You can type its name or choose it from the list. Regenerate. Open our Visual Scripting script. Now you can see your new C# script from this list and the function change width. Create new button. It will change the outline width if we press this button. Input this will be object that has outline control C# script. Add any values you want for the new width. Press play to see the result. If you press the button, new outline width applied. You can change any values you want. It works perfect. Now you know how to use Visual Scripting to get or set value of a variable from any C# plugins or any C# scripts. You don't need to understand everything of C#. With just a few this simple code, you can use any C# scripts in Visual Scripting from now. Do the same to get variable outline color. And set its new value with the input color. Every time you add new functions to the C# script, you have to regenerate Visual Scripting nodes. Now you can call that function from our Visual Scripting script. Select any colors you want to change it. Let's play to test it. It works very well. This time we don't get it from the same object. Let's add VS Outline control to another object that has our Visual Scripting script. You can see variable class outline in the inspector. If you use public for a variable in C#, it will show there. We don't need this code anymore because we will put the object has outline script directly into the variable class outline. At the game start, it will get component outline script from this input object. Now just do the same as we did earlier to set new color to the cube object. This way will be used with most of C# plugins. Do it as the second way. We will add script VS Outline control to another object that has our Visual Scripting script. Open the script Outline control. I will remove all the code we added to make it like a new script. Okay, now we create it again from the beginning. Create a new variable name class outline with type is outline. Create new function change width to change outline width. It has an input number and another input is the object that has outline script. Next, get component outline script from input object. Now you can get everything of outline C# script from this variable. Change value of outline width with the input number values. And do the same to change outline color too. After finish C# script, we need to add it to Visual Scripting nodes. Make sure the C# script was added to the list. Open our Visual Scripting script. Delete the old ones. New function will have the input object now. Input object will be the object that has outlined C# script. Button T will change outline of cube object. And button C will change outline of capsule object. If you press button T, outline of cube will be changed, and press button C, outline of capsule will be changed. Now you knew 3 ways to get C# script component from an object. 1. Put all C# script on the same object. 2. Put object directly to the public variable. 3. Using input object. We can get and set value of variables from outline script already. Now let's try to call function from this outline script. It doesn't have any functions that we can use, so I create one. Create a new function named turnoff to turn off the outline. This is the object that has C# script outlined. Enable to turn on or off this component. Now we can call function turnoff from outline control script. Do the same as we did. Create new function here. I will call it name turnoff stroke. We just need an input object only. After that, just call function, same as you call a variable. After you finish C# script, make sure regenerate nodes. Replace this with new function event. Input object is the object that has outlined script component. You can do the same for capsule object. Let's play to see if it works. It works very well. Now let's try it with a complicated plugin like Text-to-Speech. First, download Text-to-Speech plugin. You can download it free with a link under video. Click here to download it. After downloading, import that package into your project. Select all and click Import. You will get this folder after importing. Let's try some demo screen of this plugin. This demo is switch to command. Now let's try with demo of Text-to-Speech. It will be here, open it. Let's play to see how it works. It will get the input text and speak. First, Create an object to contain Visual Scripting script. Create new Visual Scripting script. Name it Text-to-Speech event. Next, create new C# script. Name it VS Text-to-Speech Control, no space. Add this new C# script to the object that has our Visual Scripting script. There is nothing here yet. Let's find how the buttons will work to get the code. I'm going to search for any C# scripts attached with this button speak. Try to turn on and off every object to see where this button is. I found Speak button located inside this group, but there is no any C# script inside this button. So another object should control this Speak button. This object, Charlie panel, there are some C# scripts on it, and there is Speak button here too. This C# script should have some code to do text-to-speech. Open it. Let's search for Speak button click event. There is button stop and Speak button click here. After button is clicked, it calls speaker speak input text, just one line only. This line must be the code text-to-speech. Speak is a function. Speaker is a variable. Let's find out where speaker is come from and what it is. Here is a variable with type TTS speaker, a class name. Let's copy the code text-to-speech first. Create new function in VS Text-to-Speech Control script. Name it Speak My Text. Then paste the code text-to-speech. It needs an input text for it to read. Let's create a variable speaker with type is TTS speaker, a class name. This is the same what we did in plugin outline. I will name it class speaker. It cannot read TTS speaker type yet. It says that this name is inside this meta namespace. We must include this into our new script. It works now. Replace speaker with new variable class speaker. All code is finished with just some simple lines of code. After C# done, we must add it to Visual Scripting nodes. Regenerate. Variable class speaker needs an input object that has component TTS speaker C# script. This speaker object has C# script TTS speaker that we need. Let's put it into variable class speaker. Now create a button to use Speak My Text event. Search for our CSAP script text-to-speech control and use Speak My Text. Add any text you want it to speak for, that's it. Let's play to see the result.
Hello, I am Leo.
With just some little simple code, you can use any CSAP plugin now. Just remember, Visual Scripting is 100% CSAP. Any event names in Visual Scripting is the same in CSAP code. How event works in CSAP, it will work exactly the same in Visual Scripting. If you need more practice how to convert CSAP code to Visual Scripting, you can watch this tutorial with link under video. After this tutorial today, you can use any CSAP plugins by yourself. Example, Unity 8 to show advertising on iPhone and Android. Netcode for multiplayer or online games in Visual Scripting.
Hi, I am Leo.
Thank you for watching.